Merry meet Fiber Magicians. Today I'm going to show you how I put together my jeans bags that I offer in my markets and on my website, fibermagic.com. They look like this when they're finished. They can actually look like anything when they're finished because they are a fancy front and a plain back. But you can actually use any 10-inch square motif that you can find. I found both of these free. Here's the loose one of these. I found both of these free at on Revelry. Yeah, but you can look online. Just Google crocheted motif, 10 inches or 8 inches or 12 inches, however large you want your bag to be, right? Yeah. So you don't even have to weave in the ends in the back because the lining is going to cover it up. That's good. So you just make a bunch of these. Actually, my daughter made a bunch of these for me, a whole stack of these, and these are the last two that I have left to make into bags. So I made the backs. Lazy mommy. And this one I just did a half double crochet, right? And it was a variegated yarn, so it changed colors, and I just thought I was going to pick up the gray. It's maybe hard to see in the light of the camera, but there's grays in there, and you kind of just like mix and match. You can this is a very creative pattern, very creative project, because you can make any front and any back in any colors that you want. These are hippie satchels, just an envelope bag, and the best part is the lining. See, it's a pair of jeans, right? So you already have all the pockets and the little stitches, and even leave the loops on, right? Because those can be used to hang keychain off of or whatever. And they make nice little bags, especially for a festival or a convention, hippie fest. Right? Okay, so you collect jeans. You can put the call out. Your friends will give you old jeans that they have in their closet that they want to get rid of. You can go to the thrift store and buy jeans, and then you can buy them in all different sizes. If they're tiny jeans, then maybe you use the whole front for the bag, the whole top for the bag. We used to make bags like that in the 70s when I was a teenager, and just cut off the legs, sew up the bottom, and we had a bag, and then you could actually take strips from the legs and make yourself a handle, and we had a bag. But what I do is, since I don't want it that big, or sometimes the smaller jeans and the ladies' jeans, they're not real pockets. So you have to watch for that. What's best is like cargo pants, or, a pair of men's jeans that, I cut up a pair of bib overalls that my husband, I finally wrestled away from my husband one time. I'll show you, that's this, right? Now this is not the whole top of it. This is just half. This is from the zipper here, right, to the side. And the side, it's open, it's got two buttons, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference. You can run a few stitches right here to close it up. Just if you decide to close it up, if you're afraid that stuff's going to get inside there and be lost inside your bag. Actually, it's a good hiding hole, right? You got a lot of that. And these have a huge pocket on the back and a pocket in the front, right? So this will be solved when you stitch up the bottom, see? So you cut it to the size that you want it, and you put the right sides together, and you sew down the edge and across the bottom, and make sure you get this, the inside of the pocket, in there too, so that it will sew up the bottom of that pocket and it won't flop around inside your purse. Okay, so that'll leave that'll take that and hold it down, and it'll be wonderful. Okay, so when you have it all sewn together, this is a smaller one. I won't be able to use that in this purse because it's smaller, but you can make them all size. These were just smaller jeans, and when I cut them in half, I cut as much as I needed for a 10-inch purse, and then I had this left over. I wasn't going to waste it. This is a nice pair of gray jeans, and it's got a nice little pocket. You can see on the back side where the pocket comes to, so the hand's in the pocket. And then on this side, it doesn't, it has a side pocket. They'll all be different. And it's got a couple of belt loops. Okay, let me turn it right side out so you can see. This is what it'll look like on the inside of your purse. See? It's got a little pocket on the front. And again, these were women's pants, so the pocket is just is not as large as would be on men's pants, but does have a front pocket, so that's good. So you look, if you're in the thrift store, then you look for the pockets that you want. And keep the tags. I've had some that say Levi's. I've had some that say Gloria Vanderbilt, you know. Try to leave the tag. Just cut them so that they make a nice... You see, in the 70s, we would have just used that for a bag, which, hey, you can do that. Crochet the strap on it. Dangle some crocheted fringe on it. Make some fringe on the bottom, and you've got a bag. You've got a jeans bag. Or cover it. I might do that with this one because it's so small. And it really looks cool. And then you have one big pocket on the inside. You know why you can do this is because it's really nicely finished on the inside. This must have been a good pair of pants. But they serve their purpose, and now they're going to serve another one. All right. So, you take that motif, right? And you take a back, and you make them fit. Now this you put wrong sides together. Wrong sides together. You want the side you're going to see on the outside. And if you notice, the motifs were done with an F hook and a lot of little stitches. My daughter wanted them to be nice and sturdy for me, so there won't be too many, holes to see through. So she did an excellent job. I did a corner to corner for the back. It won't really make a difference. What's holding this stuff in the bag is the jeans, right? Nothing's going to poke through. And so I went around with a border of single crochet stitches. And there's probably 32 stitches on each side here. There's probably 42 stitches on each side here. So what you do is you put them together and you pin them at the corners. Get some pins. And pin each corner and then stretch that to fit. And it's just like easing pattern pieces together when you're sewing. It'll fit. It'll work out. It's not going to pucker or go anywhere. It's not enough for it to make that much of a difference, you see. And then you just do a single crochet to put them together, and it covers all the stitches. There's not going to be any gaps or anything. So let me do that for a minute so you can see how we're doing. I know this will look backwards. But I think everyone out there in my Patreon knows how to do a single crochet. Okay, so let's connect them. With a single crochet. And I'm using a G hook for this. All right, how did you come undone? Okay. A pin. There's probably a pin hiding somewhere that'll stick me later. So if I pin that together and I give it a little tug, then I can just worry about the stitches on this side and go straight through the back and not worry about if I'm missing a few of those single crochets on the other side. Just go straight through, straight through, straight through. Don't worry about it. It'll work. There are probably people out there just cringing like crazy right now, but believe me, it will work. And of course, if you are creating the front and the back, you can make sure you have the same number of stitches front and back, right? It's as easy as that. So that's what we got. That's it. And if you want to make it fancier, you can do a scalloped edge or anything, but this will hold it together. You go around on 3 sides with your single crochet, right? And then I did a reverse. Did I do it on this one? No, I didn't even do that on this one. Some of them I do a reverse single crochet around. Some I do a single crochet around. But these both had a nice even edge, so I didn't even bother. I slipped the jeans bag into this bag, right side in, so that you could see the pockets inside the bag, see? And then all I did was, with a needle and thread, I get like the buttonhole thread that's a little thicker. It's for sewing on buttons and making buttonholes. It's a little sturdier yarn, and I use a very sharp needle. So you got to find yourself a very sharp needle that has a big enough hole to fit the little thicker thread through. It's not really a problem. A large eye sharp needle is all you need. I double up the yarn and I make a knot at the end. So you've got 2 strands, got 2 thicknesses of the buttonhole thread. And then you just do a whip stitch, sewing the inside of the bag to the crocheted part, right? Just round and round. Let's see if I can get it up there next to the camera so you can really see that there are little black stitches all the way around. And that's all there is to it. All there is there. This was all black, that's white. Whatever color you choose. I wanted to go with like the lighter gray. So it's just a whip stitch that holds the jean bag into the crocheted bag. And that's all there is to it. Now for the straps, you've got more choices. This is 5 half double crochets. Just attach it right here. Put your 5 double crochets right into the bag. Make it as long as you want. I hold it out so that I know this is 5 foot long because I'm 5 foot tall. Sometimes I get complaints because my straps are not long enough, because I can't believe they need to be that long, but then I'm only 5 foot tall. But these do have a little stretch to them, you know. So this, I know that this one is a little long for me because it's hanging way down. I probably want it up here, you know. So, but this is like a good average size. And then if you have someone that's really tall, they might have to make They might have to make a special order, right? No problem. Okay. So there you go. What else do you need to do? What else do you need to know to make your own jean bag? Go to the thrift store or go to your closet, find an old pair of jeans, cut the legs off. Oh, let me show you this. You can get another one out of the legs, right? So here's the bottom, here's the cuffs. And I cut off the legs and I sewed the inside. See, I sewed these two together and sewed the bottom together. And so this bag will have two big envelopes, two big pouches. So that could be inside a crochet bag. I've made them like that too. And these jeans have a little stretch to them. That's nice. So, you know, you really can use your own imagination and just experiment with the different jeans that you want. Yeah. Just cut them to the size that you want them. Try to utilize all the pockets, all the already hemmed places, you know. Make it interesting with the stitching on the sides, and save those belt loops, because you can hang the dangles, or you can hang the keychain or whatever from those. It's just, it goes on and on. I really love making the bags because you really can just use your imagination and let it go crazy, you know. Something fancy, something not so fancy, or if you want two fancies, that's your choice too. But I kind of like knowing the inside and outside, especially if this is how I know where stuff is in my purse, you know, especially if you have these two. I'll know that I put fancy things on the fancy side and practical things on the practical side. Maybe that'll work. Okay, who knows? And how do you like my little pumpkin? Let's see, this is a pumpkin pin cushion. I was wondering if I should make pumpkin pin cushions. And then you know how usually it's a tomato with a strawberry? What if it's a pumpkin with a little skull? I just have to find a place to get the resin that goes inside the strawberry or the little skull. If I had some of that powdered resin, because that's where you're supposed to sharpen your needles. Alright, another project. Another project for me. I just finished this one. This is a pocket poppet. This is another thing that you could, you have unlimited imagination. Because you just have the basic poppet pattern that I will be putting in the new book, Fiber Magic in the Garden, so you will get to try this. I hope that you'll all try this for me. Because, you know, that's the deal. You join my Patreon, and you try these things, and you give me feedback, and you're going to get a copy of an autographed copy of the book. Yeah. All right, so that every one of these poppets has a little pocket in the back, so you can put a crystal or a herb or a spell or whatever, and hide something in there. And they have, I had these toothpicks, right? I had these toothpicks with tiny little skulls on them. from a Halloween party, I guess. So every one of these has a black heart with a wooden stake in it. Yeah. And you get to use safety eyes and buttons and all kinds of stuff. These are my pocket poppets. All right. Well, I hope that you all try to make a bag. And I hope that you take pictures of that bag and you post them on Instagram with the hashtag #FiberMagic. Because we have our own hashtag. I started it. I started this hashtag maybe 5 years ago. And there's hundreds of entries on it now. And it's not all me. So be an influencer and use hashtag #FiberMagic on all your fiber magic news, your magical makes. Thank you for playing with me. I appreciate you all. And as always, stay crafty. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.